So I'm not too concerned about major food crises. At least at least in the areas I live in. United States, Canada, North America, as well as parts of Europe. I understand that food issues is a real problem for a lot of people. I do. And it freaking sucks because you could take the richest people in the world and take a tiny fraction, a tiny sliver of their resources, and everyone gets fed. And there's no such thing as hunger. It's total bullshit that there's hunger in the world. Total bullshit. But for those of you in areas where you can go to the supermarket and get whatever you want, well, within reason, there's always food there. What if there is some temporary food shortages? I got a little trick for you, and it's a way where, let's say, the power goes out. Because if the power goes out, electricity goes out, the food's going to be in short supply because you can't refrigerate the food. You know, if there's not enough diesel fuel. So if there is an interruption in the supply line, the food will stop flowing into the supermarkets. You might be on your own for a little bit. Now, I'm very confident there won't be severe issues. And there's reasons behind why I don't feel there's going to be severe issues with the food shortage situation, but there could be some moderate issues with food shortages and electricity going out for a while. If that happens, there is a very cheap and easy fuel you can acquire at most stores as a way to heat up and cook food. So we're going to assume you have some water put aside, right? And we're also going to assume that you have like rice, beans, or something put aside, okay? But how do you cook it if there's no electricity and you don't have any way, you don't have like the traditional means to cook it? Rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol. Go to a place where there's first aid supplies. There's little bottles of rubbing alcohol. It's like a buck for like a bottle. Buy some bottles of rubbing alcohol. You take a Coke can, or a can of any kind, an aluminum can. Cut off most of it, so there's just the bottom part, an inch or two high. Pour a little of the rubbing alcohol in there. You light it. You got yourself a little stove and plenty of fuel. Very cheap fuel in a pinch. You'll have to, figure out how you're going to like set up the pot to not crush it and spill it. But yeah, you can cook with rubbing alcohol. Really cheap. I'm not saying stock up on all the goods because the shit's going to happen. But there is a chance for some interruptions. And that is a really easy way to have fuel to cook your whatever. Okay? All right.